It's bigger than hip hop.
All right, y'all, it's your boy DJ Artifx right here on my pull-up session. We're pulling up to Dehradun right now, meeting up with our boy Vichaar. We've been playing his music. Last few shows, we've been playing off the Alter Ego Volume 1 mixtape. I'm sure there's a Volume 2 coming if it's named Volume 1.
Yeah,
So
there
we're gonna
is.
be
For sure.
talking about a lot about that stuff. Welcome to the
Right.
show, bro. I think this is your first interview ever, right?
Yeah, it is. It is kind of,
What?
yeah.
Man, you don't even know
Yeah,
how many artists I've had where they've told me the same thing. And it's really
right.
cool. I really feel like you guys are growing in so many different ways that doing stuff like this is also important on your growth, right?
For
Um,
sure.
before I get into all that, let's talk about you first. You're from Dehradun. Give us some background on
Yep.
yourself, what you've studied, what you wouldn't be doing if you weren't emceeing, stuff like that.
Yeah. So I come from a Kashmiri family. I'm a Kashmiri Pandit. So
Okay.
my roots are Kashmiri. My mom and my dad, they migrated back in 91 from Kashmir, and that's when
Wow.
they came to Dehradun. And so I'm born and raised in Dehradun, and
Nice.
stayed most of my life. I've stayed here, and it's been pretty chill, pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I
I
got
actually
exposed
been to
to.
Dehradun a few times. It's actually
Oh, have
really dope
you?
out there.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
amazing.
I have
Yeah,
been. It was for things that were non-music, but
right.
the atmosphere out there is amazing, man. I
Oh, for
loved it,
sure.
and I can only imagine now the hip hop scene since then how it's been
You know,
flourishing. So
George Harrison
you
has a track called Dehradun, you know?
there you go, there you
Yeah.
go, there you go. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah,
just me,
man.
me flexing my city a little bit, you know, like
For sure, for
that's
sure.
that's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, finish
yeah. For
talking about
sure.
yourself.
So
Definitely let
yeah,
us know. Yeah.
like I said, born and raised in Dehradun, got exposed to music from a very young age. My dad happens to be a part musician as well. He plays the flute, he plays the harmonium. He is an exceptional singer. Then
Okay.
I have an elder brother too. He is a guitarist, and
Sick.
yeah, he shreds the guitar. My mom is also a singer. She,
So it's
you
in
know,
the
like
blood,
sits
man.
down.
It's in the blood.
It's kind of in the blood, but like I
Yeah.
consider myself to be the least talented when it comes to music in my family. You all gotta check out what my brother does on the guitar. Very, very
Really?
honest. Yeah, for sure,
Wow.
bro.
Does he
For
play with
sure.
any bands or anything, or he's
He
just
had bands. He had a band called Peach. He was in that band as a guitarist and a composer. He's also a
okay?
composer and also a poet. He has his
Okay.
own book out. It's called Metropolitan Mornings. Make sure you check
Okay.
that out as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
definitely. We'll tag that.
So
We'll definitely tag that.
for sure, for
For
sure.
sure. For
So yeah,
sure.
art and literature kind of like runs through in the family, as I think, and that's how I
Cool.
got exposed to music. And I started off as a drummer. That was the start of my musical journey. I played drums for a couple of years. Then I thought it's time to switch up on the instruments, and that's how I learned how to play the ukulele. And then I picked up the guitar and the harmonica, bongos, congos, djembe. I picked on a lot of
Whoa.
instruments, bro. Like, yeah,
Whoa.
yeah,
I didn't know you did all that, bro.
yeah.
So how many years you've been and how many instruments by your account do you can you play and how long you've been playing them?
So I don't consider myself to be like, a master at all these instruments. I
But
just know
if
the
you hear
basics
a
of all
song,
of
you can
them.
play it, right? If you hear a
Yeah,
song, you can play it,
for
right?
sure,
Okay, then
for
good
sure.
enough. So yeah, let me know
Yeah.
that.
If I had to rate my skills on a scale of 10, I would give myself a solid 5.
Oh, come
5 for
on, man.
improvement. Yeah, yeah.
We're
Yeah.
always our hardest critic, right? We're always our worst critic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I get
sure.
it. I get
For
it.
sure. There's always room for improvement. I got to
Yeah,
improve a
yeah, yeah.
lot for sure.
I think there's
But
that's no hating in that mentality, man.
yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, yeah.
So I think having an elder brother kind of helps. Like when he listens to all the cool music, you get exposed to all the cool music as well, right?
Huh,
Of
huh.
your own times. So I
Right.
got exposed to Slipknot, AC/DC, Metallica, and all the heavy metal rock
Yeah,
artists and
man.
everything.
I've been doing the
Yeah, I
same
got
with my
exposed
daughter.
to.
I've been doing the
Oh,
same with
that's
my daughter.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
that's
6 years
crazy.
old. She's about 7. And she'll see a Metallica sign. She'll be like, hey, look at the Metallica shirt. And like, she knows what it is. Like, she knows, yeah, man. It's so important. It's so important.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
So
That's so dope.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah, I got exposed to all of that. I won't say I was a metalhead, but I used to listen to music from all genres, and I used to appreciate good music in general.
Yeah,
And
man.
I picked on hip hop. I think later on in life, it was I think when I was 19 or something. That's when I picked on hip hop, and yeah, man, it's been a ride ever since. I recently got into production and stuff. and
Okay.
so
Yeah,
I'm
as you
very
should.
fresh.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you
I
should,
think
man.
it was a high time, like.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I had no
So
idea that
yeah,
you played all these instruments. I just knew you as an
yeah,
MC.
yeah,
So I think that kind of throws back to like you said you're from Kashmir, and I think
yeah.
that's how you and Siahi know each other, correct? Because
Oh
I think
hell
that's
yeah!
the
I met Siahi in Ahmedabad. So I am also a
okay.
designer. I graduated as a designer. So I
Oh
have my
shit.
degrees in design. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Sick, bro.
So
That's what I'm
yeah,
talking about. Word up,
yeah,
bro. Yeah,
hell
very
yeah,
nice, man. So yeah,
yeah.
so I think that's when I first heard of you. I think did you guys do a track prior to Bulletproof, or was that the
Yeah,
first track?
we've worked on a lot of tracks together, and we have a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
tracks
yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we've been
Okay, okay.
working since I think 3 or 4 years together now,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
by
No, you
together I
guys go
mean
to
like
well you
we,
guys go well together,
yeah,
man. Yeah,
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 for
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
for sure. And
No.
he's a beast, bro. Like shout out to Siahi, man. He's a beast.
Yes,
You know the
definitely.
vibes. He's crazy.
Siahi, Dunji, and Acharya, the whole sad
Oh
crew
hell
out
yeah,
in Ahmedabad, dude.
the
AMD
whole
repping
Ahmedabad
right there,
scene,
dude.
for
Yeah,
sure,
man.
for sure.
So we've done a
And
couple of
they're
events with
amazing
them.
people too.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
no. So I've done a couple of events out there with them.
right,
I've shot a couple of their events just for my own content, and
right,
I've hung out with them quite a few times. Great guys,
right.
absolutely love them. I had
Uh
them
huh.
out here for a show out in Surat. They
Oh, that's
stayed at my
crazy.
house. They hung out with my daughter. Like it was a very cool vibe, chill
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
Those are the people I like, man. And it's hard to
right,
find people like that, especially here in Gujarat. It's
for
cool
sure.
that we have this web of artists that are
Mm-hmm.
all over India, if not outside India, that are
For
coming
sure.
together to do some really good music, and that's really cool, man. What
Right.
what album did you work on an album, or was there just singles that you guys
So,
released?
I think it started off with Acharya and Friends. Acharya dropped his
Oh
mixtape called Acharya and
yes,
Friends, right?
shit, yes,
So
yes, 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 yes. God damn
that's
it,
when I was
yeah.
working as a graphic designer in Ahmedabad.
Word.
So that's how I like connected with all of these guys. That's where I
Oh
met
man,
Gravity as well. So
yeah,
I met Siahi
Grab.
first. Yeah,
Yeah.
Grav is crazy, bro.
Grab
Like,
is wild,
uh,
bro. He's a good
yeah,
homie too. He's such a sweet
for
guy,
sure,
very nice, very
for
very.
sure.
He's not one of those guys that like nowadays he's blowing the fuck up. That
Yep,
he's like standoffish or whatever. He's still very humble.
yeah,
He'll still return a message within 5-10 minutes, and
right.
I love the artists like that because those are the people that are going to be the most successful. The ones
Mm,
that don't
right.
respond or you don't have managers that respond, like come on man, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like I'm giving you free promotion. I'm doing it on a global scale. I'm Your guys' music isn't really going to get played in the US unless people like me
Right.
are doing it, right?
For
So
sure,
it's
for
like
sure.
so it's kind of like, like I don't know. I'm an OG dude. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing
That's crazy.
hip hop in the US for over like 20-25 years.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, but only Desi hip hop for like 3 years.
Oh,
Yeah, so I wasn't really into the whole Desi hip hop scene. I actually gave up music for a while, and then all of a
right,
sudden, bam! I got right back into it because I started hearing artists like you, artists like
right.
Siahi, like all these guys, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? This isn't Yo Yo Honey Singh. This isn't Vichaar. Like this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
some
yeah.
different
I
shit,
know.
and that's the kind of
Yeah,
shit I can vibe with, right? See
right.
them all these guys that are just mind blowing, right? Um, and it's
Absolutely.
funny because a lot of the people that I grew up with had these same views, and now that I'm kind of exposing them to artists like you and a lot of these other artists, their minds are blown. They're like, "What? Like, how the fuck did we not know about this?" It's because media and a lot of the systems I don't think are built properly, and I think that's
Right.
changing, man. That's changing. We're gonna change that shit. We're definitely gonna change
Slow and
that shit.
steady. Slow
Yeah,
and
man.
steady.
Slow and steady is the
Yeah.
way.
It's
Exactly,
a
man.
marathon, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is a
For
marathon, no
sure.
doubt. So
For
speaking
sure.
about marathons, so now
Yeah.
if you weren't doing music right now, what else would you be doing? And are you
So,
doing this full time right now? Are you doing this
I
full
am.
time?
Yeah, yeah, I am.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right.
So I started doing this full time, I think from January of this year. And I've had my ups and downs with my music career partly because of the reason, because, like it doesn't get me paid right now.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, man. I
it
got you,
will,
bro.
like through gigs and all of that stuff, you
Like we
get paid
said,
and stuff.
slow and steady, man. Because
Yep.
right now, again, like I said, the systems are not set up here. Like record labels are
Yep.
just scooping up artists. If you're independent, it's really a struggle to kind of I guess, fit
Right.
in and kind of
Right.
compete with these big budgets.
Right.
Um, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, man. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's just
Yeah.
sometimes I have so many things that
Oh,
we just
that's
vibe
all
on.
right.
Yeah, we
That's
just
all
vibe
right.
on.
I do the same thing too. I do the same thing. So I can understand. It's all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what was I talking about though? Like,
So yeah, we were talking about CIE and them, and then the albums
yeah,
that you did with them, and then what you
yeah,
would be doing after that. Like if you wouldn't be doing music, what else you would be
right.
doing? Yeah.
So like, if I wasn't into music right now, I'd probably be a designer, and I would have been a freelance designer. I would probably be traveling somewhere, sitting down, creating something else. I have a knack for creation. That's where
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
inspiration comes from.
When's your
So I
birthday?
like, I'm a Sagittarius, 27th November.
November. Okay, I'm
Yep,
October. I'm October. I'm a
yep.
Libra. All right.
Yo,
All
I
right.
share I shared my birthdays with Bruce Lee and Jimi Hendrix, two
There
great
you
people
go.
that I get really inspired by. Yeah,
What
yeah,
else
for
do you
sure.
need, man? What else do you need, dog? Yeah, no, for sure. So,
Yeah,
when you're saying you're a designer, are you like a clothing designer, graphic
I am.
designer?
So I'll tell you, my design journey is a very different thing altogether. So I graduated from this university called NIFT. It's the National Institute of Fashion Technology.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what
So
Neft is.
I graduated from NIFT Gandhinagar. I did my bachelor's in design.
Okay.
So my specialization was in jewelry design, fashion and lifestyle accessories. And my specialization was specifically in jewelry design. So I learned how to make jewelry and all of that stuff. After that, I graduated college in 21, I guess. Yeah, 21, I graduated college. That was when COVID happened.
Yeah.
So in between COVID from where I graduated.
Oh man,
And
that's a rough time, bro. That was a
I
rough time
know,
to
I know,
graduate.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. You could really lose
that for sure
yourself
was.
after graduation, especially like
Yeah,
when your parents have all these like hopes for you to go and do something, and then all of a
for
sudden,
sure.
you know what I mean? Like you just can't
Yep,
follow through with it. Yeah, I get you, because they know how much you probably worked for it too, right? I
right.
get it. Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, so I did not have a clear cut path when it came to music. I just liked creating. Like that's where I come from. Like it's
Got
just
you.
this constant urge to create something. And I got
Yeah.
my hands on a lot of things, man. Like I can illustrate stuff. So I made the illustrations for Acharya and Friends, a couple of Syahi's album covers.
Oh yeah, with
So
the Greeks, the Romans, and all that.
yeah,
That was
that
you.
was an Asterix and Obelix reference. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there
Acharya's
you go. Yeah, yeah,
facility.
yeah.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. And
yeah.
I think Grav had something like that too one time, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think so. I haven't made
It wasn't you
album covers
though.
for Grav.
Okay.
No, that wasn't me. I
Okay.
have features with Grav coming out. That'll be something.
Nice, man.
They're
Yeah,
amazing ones. Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
For sure, for sure.
So,
You know we'll be spinning
um,
that right here, man. You know that.
for sure.
Yeah,
Much
you
love,
know
much
that,
love.
bro.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
he always
So,
sends me his stuff like he knows like he's just like,
yeah.
yeah, you gotta bump this. I'm like, it's done,
Oh,
dude.
and that guy is a beast in the studio, bro. Like that guy can spit. He can do stuff, man, in the studio.
Oh,
Like
I
I've never
know.
seen anyone do
Oh,
that.
I know.
He's
Oh,
he's
I know.
crazy.
I
He's like
know.
that. He's like that guy, Like he writes his shit down in like 5 or 10 minutes, goes into the booth, does one
Yeah,
take,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then just goes
He's
out. It's
he's sharp
crazy.
as a fucking tack, dog. He's
Yeah,
sharp
for
as
sure,
fuck. Yeah, he's
for
sharp as
sure.
fuck, bro. Speaking about all that stuff. So a lot
Yeah.
of these guys obviously have also inspired you. Who are your old school inspirations? Like your old school, uh, like hip hop inspirations, aside from
Right,
Indian artists.
right.
Obviously, these guys are obviously you guys are all inspiring each other. I feel you guys
For
inspire me.
sure.
Let's put it that way. You guys are
Uh,
putting me. So I kind of feel like it's a very proper ecosystem that we have going on here, and I
right,
really love
right,
that, and I love that positive energy, and I want to keep doing that. But who are
right.
your influences prior to this? Because my influences to get into hip hop are totally different, and the reason
Uh-huh.
now I'm into hip hop and I hear everybody's individual influences, it really trips me out because some of those influences were also mine. So
Right.
who's some of those artists
Man,
that are not Indian that you
I think
kind of just
I've heard pretty much everyone because and sometimes it was just like it's like muscle memory. I have my earphones on all the time, and it's like this constant loop of listening to this same genre for like a good 4.5, 5 years now.
yeah,
And I listen to everything, all the artists, all the albums.
sure.
I've heard a lot of old school guys and everything. I've exposed myself to everyone, but there were only a few dudes that like actually stick out. So
So your
I
top
listen
three,
to
your top three,
my top three.
your top
I
three.
would definitely have JID in my top three, man. Like
Okay.
JID from the newer ones because I listen to the new guys now because that's my generation, right?
Sure,
Like,
sure,
not
sure.
JID is not my generation, but JID started blowing up very recently. Also, I won't say, but like, yeah, it's been a while, but like, yeah, he comes from the same time when I used to listen to that type of music, I guess. So I don't have a top list, but I have people who've inspired me through different phases of my life. So I
Sure.
used to listen to a lot. I used to bump a lot of Joyner Lucas. Joyner
Okay.
Lucas, man, that guy is something else, bro. Like the way he puts out the whole experience, the whole narrative and everything, the way he,
Yeah, yeah.
like writes
So a
and
lot of these
everything.
guys have good song progressions too, as far as their
Yep,
instrumentals. So I think that's
yep,
why it's vibing with you. I get it,
yeah,
man. All right, I
yeah.
get your vibe, man. Very
Mm-hmm.
cool, very cool. And then
I'm a lyrical guy. I like listening to rappers who can actually like
tell
who
the
have a
story.
shit ton of tell a story and a
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
ton of lyrics to like study and stuff. And
yeah, yeah.
I my shit started to change ever since I heard Doom. I'm a big
MF, rest in
yep,
peace.
yes sir, rest in
Yeah,
peace.
man.
MF
Yeah, man.
Doom, Earl Sweatshirt, and I like Alchemist a lot. I like his production.
What about
That's
Tech
a tough
Nine?
guy right there.
Tech Nine.
Tech9 is crazy. Like I said, all the Tech9, all these guys are
He's
effing
bananas,
crazy,
bro.
bro. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, bro. Like,
and that's why I didn't want to leave him off
he
the
has
list. If we're
that.
going in
He
that
has that.
direction,
Oh yeah, for sure. He
if we're
had that.
going,
One. He had one track out with Token. I don't remember the name of the track, bro, but that track
which
was
one?
insane.
With who?
I think it was called Token.
Token. Yeah, I know I've seen the video. I just can't remember the names.
Yeah. The
Uh,
switch ups and everything. It was something that I studied that shit, bro. Like you feel me?
yeah.
Like you
No,
listen
he's
to
a
something and then you
badass.
go like, yeah, yes,
And
for
he goes
sure.
from genre to genre too very easily,
Yep, yep.
and that's kind of that's why I can see how you're vibing with him. I
Right.
get it. I get
I
it. I
also
get it,
listened to
man.
a lot of Linkin Park. Like
Oh,
Linkin
sure.
Park was massive. Like
Nice,
during
man.
my time, it was massive, man. Like when I was pre-puberty, that's when Linkin Park was like blowing the fuck up. Like,
Yeah,
and
I have
imagine
one of
like,
their drumsticks. I have one of his drumsticks, man,
oh,
somewhere
that's
here. So
crazy.
it's,
Yeah, Linkin Park was way ahead of its time, bro. Like I now that I listen to the music that's popping these days, and I listen to Linkin Park. I feel like, man, that was a crazy bunch of people, bro. Like
yeah, man.
they just
It
could
was a
see through
crazy
the future,
time.
man. Yep,
Music
and
was
that's
crazy
that's
back
how
then.
a lot
Yeah,
of music evolved through that era
yeah,
of
man.
like having Linkin Park around. I remember Green Day. Green Day was pretty big at that
Yeah,
time.
dude,
Punk rock was in trend
Green Day, they're all from like our areas, like out in Cali, man. So
for
yeah, no, I
sure.
love it. So actually, talking about some of the rock stuff that's going on, who are
Right.
some of the Indian bands that you like? The Indian heavy metal rock
Yo,
bands. I figure I should ask you that. You
I
haven't been
have no
listening to them?
clue about, nope.
Oh
I don't.
man,
Like I said, past 5 years, I've exposed myself to rap music, hip hop
yeah,
music,
I
and
got you.
that's it. I've been listening to, like I said, I've had phases of music, is what I feel. Like sometimes, like, you just get exposed to a specific genre and then you don't want to leave that. You're like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
what I
yeah.
want to listen to all day, every day. So
That's
that's been
exactly
hip
what
hop
I'm going
for
through
a
right
while.
now, man. I'm totally going through that right now, dude. I've
You
stopped
can't let
listening
go,
to, yeah, I stopped listening to any American hip hop, anything else. I only strictly really listen to Desi hip hop, South Asian
Oh,
hip
that's
hop,
crazy.
hip hop from South Asian like artists. Like that's
Right,
all I listen to. Like I try to find people from all over because it's like it's really like these are all grassroots. This is what's going on, man. Uh,
right. And the
and I've
culture is
seen
still
it.
shaping a lot. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
taking a direction, and we have good representatives. Like I
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like the
man.
ones who are at the top right now, they're doing good, and
Yeah, yeah. And I see a
it
lot of the
just sets out a
cross.
base.
Yeah, and I see a lot of the cross between like rock, now even a lot of jazz, and a lot of these
Yep,
Indian players that are actually playing in different genres. Even actually Garba. Even I've seen
yep,
some Garba like artist coming into hip hop. You know what I
yep.
mean? So it's very it's amazing to see it happening while I'm here. It's
Right,
really dope. I try to pay attention to everything, but you know what? At the end of the day, what it is good music. It's just good
right.
music.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what's
and
up for sure.
yeah. And there's a lot of independent artists putting out good music, and there's a lot of record labels putting out good music.
Right.
Um, have you been ever approached by record labels? Like, what's your view
I
on the
have.
whole record label game, man?
I mean, it's fine. It's fine for an independent artist. If you're in the scene, if you've got good connect, sooner or later you'll be approached by a few labels if you're doing good work. So if they're approaching you for it, what I personally feel is it just entirely depends on the type of deal that they place right in front of you. As an artist, I feel like one should reach out to the necessary people, like financial advisors and everything when you're trying to strike a deal or do
Sure.
something. So
Sure.
for a guy like me, when I don't know about stuff, I tend to read about that stuff because
Yeah.
like I don't want no labels to finesse me or something, and that's the
Yeah.
common narrative that goes around in the scene right now, right? So
Totally. So you know what? That's one of the things I believe about here in India, and that's why um, I'm not against any of the big labels, not at
right,
all.
for sure,
They do really big things for a lot of really talented artists, but
right,
also at the same time, I gotta say that there's so many. How? What's the best way to say this without being without being
yeah,
weird? So Indians are so intelligent, right? We're very
right,
intelligent. Not just
mm-hmm.
that, we're very multi-talented and driven sometimes.
Right,
To
right,
where we actually kind of step outside our comfort zone sometimes, and we
right,
really push ourselves to do amazing things.
mm-hmm.
And a lot of these artists that I'm seeing, just like you, are producing themselves, putting out their
Right,
own social media, editing their own things. I've been
right,
trying to do it. And I'm like, I can't keep up with this. Like
right,
I'm an American boy. I'm not used to this kind of workload,
for
man.
sure,
Uh,
right.
it's just not in my DNA.
I get that. Yeah,
but
yeah.
but but I that's what the one of the few things that I've been really impressed with is that artists out here have the total option to be independent and be just
Yep,
as successful.
yep.
Because they have the willingness to learn and go out there and do it. And there's a lot of artists that are
Right.
so talented that sometimes they just
Mm-hmm.
choose to just sign with the label and get those
Right,
deals where they're getting their shows. And some of them do well and some of them don't actually.
right,
There's a lot
right.
of them that I know that I've signed, and then within a year they bounce, right? And they go back to
Mm-hmm.
independent, or they go back to a more smaller label that's going to be
Right,
more independent or artist centric, I guess you could call it.
right,
So yeah, man, it's kind of weird. It's really cool that's happening here because it's kind of redefining its a whole genre.
right.
Where do you feel hip hop is going to be in like 5 to 10 years, man? Here in
You mean
India.
like
In
in
India.
India?
In India, yeah.
It's gonna be massive, bro, is what I personally feel. There will be a wave of lyrical rap, like breaking through the scene, bro. I'm gonna tell you, and
Yeah.
you're gonna see like underground rappers like taking the bigger stage, and it's just about as an artist, you got two options, man. Like you can either do your own thing, make money out of it, and stuff like that. You can also educate the crowd in that process. The second choice is a little bit difficult to do because then you have to take a very different approach when you're educating the people through your own stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's comparatively easier to make a certain type of songs, and now
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
No, I feel what
downplaying.
you're saying. I totally feel what you're
Yeah,
saying. I totally
yeah,
feel what you're saying.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
type of shit that's in the market out right now. I feel half of it is just good PR, bro. Like if I judge artists solely on the basis of the art that they're making, and I have every right to judge anyone, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm very unapologetic about it. Yeah. So like I'm
Yeah.
like that's my own take on that. I feel like um it is something, man. Like it's
No, I feel
it's
you,
a it's
bro.
a yeah it's a whole process of making that art reach to the people in a very authentic way and doing that in a way that like people resonate with it.
Yeah,
So
man.
now
So
the
that
problem
is
here
the
is people are
formula, right?
resonating with.
That is the
Yeah,
formula, right? Is
yeah, yeah,
resonating with people, connecting with them, and then presenting it properly,
yeah.
right?
But at the same time, there are a lot of things like, like when money gets involved, when a lot of people get involved, you tend to lose out on that creative freedom, is what I personally feel. So I tend to
I
stay away
was
from all of that, bro. Like, I'm like, let's just do my own thing. Let's meet the right people. If the deal works out, it works out. If it doesn't, hey, I still got a designer's degree, bro. Like, I know how to
yeah,
make
yeah,
money.
yeah.
So
I got you.
I can
Yeah,
figure that
man.
out. It's
Man,
just, it's just like that.
I was just telling my boy the same
Yeah.
story, and I told him the
Yeah.
same thing. I was like, man,
Right.
you're at this point right now where you're just actually still starting. You're still in college too. I'm like,
Right.
you know what? Like, you have options. Weigh these options and move forward.
Hmm.
And be confident because we have stuff in house. He works with me. We work with a lot of artists. Man, I'll send
Right.
you some beats too, man.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
there's a lot of options. Yeah, there's a lot of
For
options.
sure.
Like, don't get stuck up on one thing or one beat.
Right.
I was just telling him
Right.
this. I was just telling him this. Hold on. Let me
Oh,
show
that's
you.
really.
I was just
Hey,
telling
what's
him.
up? What's up? What's up? What's
so
his
so
name though? What's his name?
this is Dhruv, aka
Dhruv.
Triven Music. Triven
Driven
Music.
music. Nice
Yeah,
to meet
Triven
you, my
Music.
man. Nice to meet you.
He
Vichaar this
said,
side.
"Nice to meeting you, man." Yeah, yeah. He said, "Nice meeting you, man."
Awesome. That's
So
awesome.
so he's my
Yeah.
studio assistant. Starting to make beats together. We've been mixing a few songs together, and we're trying to get stuff
Crazy.
going. But he's also in
Oh, that's
school,
crazy.
right? So I've been telling
Right.
him, I'm like, look, like take your time, bro. Don't think and kind of just let things go. Sometimes you have a beat that
Right.
somebody wants to buy for 1,000 rupees, fucking sell it to him and move on.
For
Like, who
sure.
cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, so for
Right.
sure. That's what I
That's
was
what you
telling
gotta
him.
do, bro.
I was
Like,
like, you know what? And if
exactly.
they're not going to negotiate with you, then tell them to screw off, dude. Tell them to get
Right.
lost, man. Tell
I feel
them
like
you.
artists miss out on a lot of opportunities because of this thing. They feel like they gotta hold on to their stuff and, like not sell it off and stuff. Like the type of artists that have been,
Bro, this is a
uh,
conversation over 500 rupees. I'm like,
no, that's crazy.
this is the difference of 500 rupees that they're arguing about. I'm like, bro, come on,
Right.
man. Chill, dog. Just make a decision and just move forward, man.
For sure. For sure, bro.
Right?
It's
It's
crazy.
just but again, like it's where he's starting from, right?
Uh-huh.
And kind of exposing everybody to these kind of things, whether it be an interview, whether it be a live performance, whether it be an artist that bigger that they probably never thought that he would meet. Whatever it is, these
Right.
are all growing experiences. We have to actually carry ourselves properly. And that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
what we need to do. And guys like
Right.
you guys are really doing it well. I know like Siahi, Danji
Trying. Yep.
Acharya, I know we always supported them. And through
Yep.
them, I actually learned about you. And
Yep.
it's really cool. And we've been playing your whole mixtape. So your mixtape is Alter Ego Volume 1 mixtape, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think we've played every track except for Bull. Bull
Uh-huh.
is the last one. Bull is the last one that we haven't done yet.
Uh-huh.
So I think we're gonna play
Nice.
that right after
For
this.
sure.
Yeah,
For
we're gonna play
sure.
it right after this. I
For
wanted to
sure.
ask you: do you have any kind of insight on the other elements of hip hop, whether it be b-boying, graffiti,
Yeah.
beatboxing? You know what I mean? Like,
I try
um,
to I try to vandalize the walls in my city here and
yes,
there for a while. Yeah, I
good.
try to do that too. And I like yeah,
So
I like
Dehradun,
spraying stuff.
Dehradun is actually quite receptive to that. They're pretty chill about it,
Yeah,
right?
they're pretty chill about it for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And very recently, the G20 summit happened here, so the
Right,
prime minister was supposed to come here, and all of that stuff was supposed to happen.
right.
Bro, they painted the whole city in 2 days. Man, it was crazy. Like all the walls around us, now they're all painted and stuff. Like legit paintings all around the city. It's crazy, man.
It's
They just,
crazy.
like,
It's crazy how the government can, when they want to do something, they can, right?
yeah. And
That's
they did it in
fucking
two
crazy,
days, man.
right?
Like, and
That's
that's the
fucking
only thing that I
crazy.
was thinking about. And I was like, I gotta write a song on this, man. Like
Yeah,
how
yeah,
how
yeah,
these people manage to,
yeah, yeah. So what
do
is
stuff
that
as
song still coming out, or you already wrote
oh,
it?
it's an idea, bro. I've
All
written
right,
it
do
down.
it,
So
man.
if I
I feel
if I if
you.
I if I turn my camera, I got stuff like I
There you
write
go.
myself down. I write
Yeah,
my
boy.
stuff
Yeah, boy.
down. So
Yeah, man. All
written
right,
it
do
down.
it,
So
man.
if I
I feel
if I
you.
if I if I turn my camera, I got stuff like I
There you
write
go.
myself down. I write
Yeah,
my
boy.
stuff
Yeah, boy.
down.
Yeah,
So
man.
that's how I figure out stuff. So because
That's
my
your
mind is I've figured my mind is onto a lot of things at a
yeah.
single given moment. So for alter ego as well, I've been trying to work on this comic that I'm illustrating myself,
Cool.
and yep. So like a comic for alter ego, I'm coming out with a clothing line. It's called alter ego as well, but
Very
it's
nice, man.
ALTR/ego without the E.
All
So,
right. So we're gonna tag
yeah,
that one too. We'll tag that one
for
too.
sure, for sure.
Yeah,
All
man.
of these are just in the process of, like, I'm done with the ideation. I'm prototyping certain things. I'm coming out with prototypes and stuff.
Sure.
Gonna get them reviewed. apart from that, a lot of major stuff is also going to happen. Can't talk about that right now, but
Yeah,
we
yeah,
will
yeah, yeah.
definitely talk about that.
No, for
A lot
sure.
of big stuff. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
big stuff
definitely let
on
me
the way.
know if I can do a voice
Yeah.
on one of your illustrations or something like that. Let me know, man. No,
For
I'll do
sure. I'd love
that.
to. I'd love to. I'd love
Because
to.
I
That'll
have a
be great.
different accent. You know what I mean? Like, it might,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
might
yeah,
be
for
fun.
sure.
So,
Sure.
actually, I think even See Them What is doing some stuff like this too now, where they're starting to
Yep.
do a lot of this stuff, and I think that's really cool. This is why I kind of feel artists like you guys are so innovative. You don't have a
Hmm.
big fucking company. You guys are doing
Right.
it all in house. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
really cool. Like I really,
Yeah.
it inspires me. I'll be honest. Like it really inspires
Ah.
me that you guys are doing stuff like this. That's really legitimately keeping the culture alive.
Right.
And I think it's going in the right direction. It's a good investment, man. That's the way
Yeah.
to do it, man. I really
I
love it,
feel like
dude.
designing was a blessing in disguise for me, like because it just changes the way you look at stuff, like in general too, like the way I make music, the way I make art, like the way I illustrate, probably the way I sketch, everything just changes once like you expose yourself to that design thinking, like they used to call in my college.
So you know
So
what the way I put it when I went to our sound school when I got my engineering degree,
right,
I went and one of my main things was I wanted to learn the science behind this art, and
uh-huh,
I kind of feel like once you learn that science and that system and you're able to apply that to your own art, it just it becomes fluid. So I think
right.
I think that's kind of where you're coming from too. I kind of
Right,
feel like
right.
that's where you're coming from too.
I still have a long way to go, man. Like I just feel like I've just started. It just feels like I've just started. I've been writing for many years now, but
Okay,
making music, it's been like what 8 or 9 months. I taught myself how to produce, and that's how I came out with Alter Ego. That was in I think it took me a month to get done with all those tracks. And before that, I taught myself how to produce for a good 3 months, I would say.
sure, sure.
And I ended up locking myself in this very room for a while. I
Yeah,
wasn't going out, man. Like I was coming out with major things like stuff like my apparel line, the comic that I'm trying to work on. I
yeah,
still am in the process. Like I've made a couple of pages for it, but like Abhi, like I said, the bigger things that are gonna happen, I'm trying to like prep myself for those things right now.
for
So
sure, man.
yeah, but
Yeah,
all in all,
man.
yeah,
You're so wait. Can I ask you real quick? How old are you, man?
I'm 24 right now.
Fucking hell. Are
Yep,
you kidding me?
I'm not.
Dude, you're on the fucking right path, man. If you're being this driven and you're doing it, man, honestly, like, so when I was 24, I was acting a fool, man. I wasn't
No,
doing
yeah,
any of this half of this shit. What you're doing,
right,
like, if I wish
right.
I was, but now it's kind of came back to me where I kind of realized I've been grounded. Like, I'm like, wow, like, I need to focus on this.
Right,
Like, I need to be
right.
doing this. So I respect that, man. And I'm about 20 years
Bro, I've
older
had
than you.
my.
And I'm 20 years
Oh,
older than
no
you.
shit. No shit. How old do you happen
Yeah.
to be, bro? Like,
I'm turning 45 in October.
no shit, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
man. Yeah, man.
I thought you were like 31, 32. I'm not even gonna
Yeah.
lie, bro. Like,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
the?
yeah. No. I'll be
Yo,
turning
that's crazy.
45, man. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's
So I've been,
crazy.
like I said, I've been kind of been doing it for a while, and I kind
Right.
of got out of it. But because of, again, like artists like you and this whole
Mm-hmm.
genre that's been going on, I've gained
Right.
such a respect for it that I was like, yo,
Right.
I'm gonna come back out of retirement. I want to start this radio show. I want to expose the world to what's going on,
That's
and that's
insane.
really what I'm trying to do, man. That's why it's always
Insane.
bigger than hip hop. That's the
Right.
name of the show is bigger than hip hop,
Yep.
right? So that's
For
the reason
sure.
why it's like that. So that I
Crazy,
kind of
man.
stuck to that mission. Um, I started this show with DJ Yuri. I don't know if you know DJ Yuri.
I've heard,
He's an
the,
OG OG. Yeah, yeah,
right, right.
yeah, yeah. He's I would
I've heard about him through Acharya, and like, about you also I've heard through Acharya only. Like, he's
yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
you a couple of times.
Yeah, we did a couple events
Yeah.
together, and
Right, right,
and to be honest, so Yuri was the one. I'll tell you the story real quick before we
right,
get
for
off.
sure.
So I was going from Surat to Bombay for some other work, and
Mm-hmm.
I end up sitting next to him, and he's working on DJ like software and like working on it. He had his headphones on. He was just working, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I've never seen this from Surat to Bombay. Like I've
Right.
never seen that, so I was intrigued. I was like, "What is this dude doing?" So as a DJ, I was like tripping. I was like, "All right, let me let him finish." So he took off
Right.
his headphones, and he sat there, and I was like, I just tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, hey, yo, man, I know this is a dumbass question, but are you a DJ?
Right.
So then he broke it all down to me, and he told me about this whole thing. At that point, I hadn't even seen the movie Gully Boy. I had no
Mm-hmm.
idea about any of this stuff,
Right.
because I was just so far distant and away from it. Um, and it just kind of opened my eyes, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And every time I meet a new artist, whether it's from a breaking element, beatboxing element, MC element, a producer, graffiti,
Right.
clothing line designer, I've
Yeah.
just been floored. I'm like, yo, this is what's dope. Like, this is what's up. This
Yep.
is what I was wishing to do in the US, but now it's happening here in India. I don't know how
Right.
it's happening and why I'm here right now, but I'm here
Right.
right now, and this is what's going on. So then I think Yuri and I decided, let's do a show. Let's only focus on underground hip hop. Let's not do
Mm.
any of this Bollywood type shit, whatever it
Right.
is. Yeah, let's
Right.
not do that, because this is why what we've always lived for anyways. And he's
Right.
like 4 or 5 years older than me. so so I think
You
he's
all
about to
been.
turn, yeah, I think he's about to turn 50, or he already turned 50.
Oh, that's
But
crazy.
yeah, man. So he's been doing stuff for all the elements with like German embassies, Indian embassies, all across
Mm-hmm.
India. This is like 15, 18 years back, bro. So yeah, so I've kind of gotten the both spectrums of what this hip hop game is, and
Right.
I absolutely love it, man. I
Yeah.
really look forward to seeing artists like you growing and just doing fucking crazy things.
For
Gravity
sure.
was one of those guys where back in the day, I think 100 RBH, Mawali,
Yep.
even rest in peace, MC Thorford. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Like
know.
all
I
these
know.
guys,
Rest in peace.
all
Yep.
these guys, like I've met them way back, like 3 or 4 years ago, and then in this last 3 or 4 years, it's just been like, shoo, it's just crazy. So it's
Crazy
like,
stuff.
yeah, it's very amazing to see stuff like this going on. And I know you guys are up on deck right now. I know you,
Yeah.
even these Siahi, Acharya, Dunji, these sad boys,
Yeah.
these AMD boys, everybody's
Yeah.
on deck right now. Everybody's on deck. Everybody's warmed up. They're ready, dog.
For
So,
sure. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah, I absolutely love it, man. You know what? I know you have somewhere to get right now. Is there anything else you want to touch on real quick before we get out of this?
I'll text you.
Okay,
I'll
all right,
text you
cool.
all the other
So
stuff.
you know
But we'll
what?
we'll talk a lot, man. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
we need to
definitely.
talk
Just
about a
keep in
lot of
contact,
stuff.
dude. Hit me up
Yeah, for
anytime. DM
sure.
me
For
anytime, bro.
sure.
Uh,
For
give
sure.
me, give everybody your social handles so they can follow you and check
Yep.
out your music. And don't forget to check out Alter Ego Volume One mixtape. Let them know
Hell
where to
yeah.
check it out, man.
Hell yeah. So yeah, make sure you all check it out. Alter Ego. I go by the name of Vichaar. Vichaar Music on Instagram. Vichaar Music on YouTube. And just simply Vichaar on Spotify and all other streaming platforms. Yeah.
There you go. I'll have all the
Yeah.
tags underneath the video. Make sure you guys check it out.
Sure.
Peace out, bro.
Peace out, man. Peace out. It was nice
All
talking
right.
to you.